Hello guys and welcome in the 11 episode. In this episode we will be implementing the swap puzzle effect. After pressing the swap puzzle button, we'll be able to choose one picture, then another one, and then two pictures will be changing its position. Okay, let's get started. Let's open our project. Go to the scene folder and open the game scene. Then go to the script folder and open the game manager. Inside the game manager we'll need to add a few more variables. Just scroll right at the top. We add the enum, which will be indicated which puzzle we picked. Let's put public enum. Replace element. Okay, and then I will put the enum first, then second, and then this will have to be hidden in the inspector as is public, and we don't want to see it inside the inspector. Then we will need to add a few variables. I will just first put the comments. This is for the replacing the puzzles. Okay, then I will add the public static vector 3, and it's gonna be pos 1 and pos 2. This is gonna be the position of puzzles. Okay, then another variable will be public static string element 1 name, and then element 2 name. Okay, this variable should be storing the name of the currently picked puzzles. And then we will need another variable which will be public static the type of the replace element. This variable will be actually indicated if the name which we set and the puzzle which we picked is a first puzzle or the second one. Then we will need to add another game status to our game. Let's open the game status script, and inside the game status we will add another state which will be replace puzzle. Let's save it, go back to the game manager, and then go to the update method. Inside the update we will have to add another case for the new created state, which will be just make sure you're adding it after last break. It's gonna be case game status game stat dot replace puzzle. Okay, and then break. Okay, let's put debug dot log. First one will be element 1, and then we want to add the plus, and then it's gonna be element 1 name. Okay, we can just copy it because we want to do exactly the same for element 2, and then element 1 position, and then it's gonna be pos 1 is gonna be exactly the same for position 2. Okay, this is just for us to make sure we click the right puzzle and everything is working fine. If element 1 name is not equal null, does mean the element name has been set, and element 2 name is not equal null, we are checking if the both elements have the names. Then what we want to do, we want to start the coroutine. Start coroutine. But first of all, we need to create the function which return I enumerator, which we will pass inside the coroutine. Let's scroll down, and I will add another function which will return I enumerator. I will call it swap puzzle. Okay, and this function will take float delay. This parameter will be actually indicate how fast the swap should happen. Okay, then first parameter, first line of code would be the yield return. I will actually add another coroutine here, start coroutine, which will be taking the wait function inside. But first of all, we need to create the wait function. Let's scroll down and create another function, enumerator wait, and float duration for float timer is equal to 0. Timer is less than duration, and then timer plus equal time dot delta time, yield return 0. Okay, this function will guarantee that we will wait for the duration before moving another before actually updating the position. Okay, and we want to call this function, this wait function, inside the swap puzzle. I will actually move this function up to be right below the swap puzzle, and then I will pass this wait inside the coroutine here, passing the delay inside. We want to loop through all of the puzzles. For each puzzle, p in puzzle list, and then if p dot get component renderer dot name is equal to element 1 name. We wanna start coroutine, but we don't have the function to actually pass to the coroutine yet. We will create another function right below. This function will be responsible for updating the position. enumerator move swap puzzle. Maybe the name of the function are not really accurate, but you can change the name whatever you like. But for me, I just found it is quite good for me. Okay, we will pass this vector 3 target, and then we will pass the puzzle p. Float accuracy is the number how much we can allow to place the puzzle off the final position. Okay, I will set this accuracy to be equal to 0.00001 f. Okay, we want to be very accurate with the final position, and then we will put the while vector dot distance p dot transform dot position target is more than accuracy transform dot position is equal to vector 3 dot move towards p dot transform dot position target, and then max distance, which I will put the 6.0 f plus time dot delta time. Okay, and then after this we will yield return 0. Okay, we want to pass this function, this move swap puzzle, to the swap puzzle coroutine. If the name of the puzzle is element 1, then we want to move this element 1 to element 2 position, that's why we will pass the position 2, pos 2 here, and then p. Okay, and then p dot get component renderer dot material dot color is equal to color dot white. We want to actually restart this this color to the white, because once the puzzle will be clicked, we will actually highlight that by changing its color to red to actually indicate which puzzle we clicked. After the puzzle is on the final position, we want to change the color back to white. Okay, let's copy this F statement, because we want to do exactly the same for the puzzle 2, which will change the element 2 name, and we want to move the element 2 to position of element 1. After we've done it, we want to change the game status. Game status dot status is equal to game stat dot game status dot play. Okay, we want to go to the normal play. Okay, let's save it. The next thing which we want to do is we want to go back to our update function, and under that F statement which we created, just uncomment the start coroutine, and we want to start the swap puzzle coroutine. Okay, and then inside the delay I will pass the 1.0f. And then what we want to do, we want to disable the swap puzzle button from the game, because we won't be able to use it again. We will have to first store the reference to that button. Let's go right at the top and add another public variable, game object, swap button. Okay, and then swap button will be initialized from the inspector, and then scroll right to the bottom where we have this inside the update function replace puzzle. We want to just set the swap button dot set active to false, and then go to the start function. What we want to do, we want to initialize this replace element with the value of replace element dot first. Okay, we want to start. That means the first puzzle which we're going to click after clicking the swap puzzle button will be assigned to the first element name and the first position. We will have to do that from the puzzle script. And then what else we want to do here? We want to set the swap button to set active to true. We want to also initialize the name 1 will be equal to null. Element name 2 is equal to null. Okay, let's save everything. Now let's go to the puzzle script. Just open the puzzle script and go to the onMouseDown function. And inside this onMouseDown, we want to do a few modifications. Like the clicked, we want to update this variable only if the game status is equal to gameplay. Otherwise, the puzzle will move even if we don't want it to move. Okay, let's put the F statement here. Game manager dot game status dot status is equal to, make sure you have the double equal sign, game status dot play. If we are in the play state of the game, then we want to update this clicked function, clicked variable. Otherwise, if the game manager game status dot status is equal to game status with game stat replace puzzle, then what we want to do is, first of all, actually we want to create another variable here. Just go right at the top, do the height in the inspector, public bool, replace is equal to false. Just go back to the onMouseDown function. Inside this F statement which we created, we want to set the replace to be equal to true, and then we were going to create another F statement. If game manager dot replace element is equal to game manager replace element dot first. If this is the first puzzle, then what we want to do, we want to get the game object dot get component renderer dot material dot color is equal to color dot red. Okay, first of all, after we click the puzzle, we want to set the color to red to indicate the puzzle has been clicked and is going to be replaced. And then the second thing which we want to do, we want to store the position and the name of the element. Game manager position 1, because this is the first puzzle, is equal to transform dot position, and then game manager dot element name 1 is equal to game object dot name. Okay, and then game manager dot replace element dot is equal to game manager replace element dot second. Okay, because we've been updating the first element. After we update that element, next time we click another puzzle, we wanted the puzzle to be the second puzzle. So we need to copy this F statement now and do the same for the puzzle second, for the second puzzle. Just make sure you just change in the F statement. Instead of the first, we change to second. And then this line will stay the same. And then position, we want to update the position, second position. And we want to set the name for the element 2. This is going to be a little bit problem, because after we clicked it, the position is still going to be the second. The replace element still going to be second. We need to have another value inside our enum to actually indicate that this is not the second puzzle, next puzzle which we're going to click. Okay, let's go back to the replace element enum, go back to the game manager, and inside our enum, let's add another enum. I will call it finished. Let's save it, and then go back to the puzzle, and then under the F statement over here, we're gonna set the enum to be equal to finished. Let's save it, open the bottom script, and go inside the on mouse down. First of all, we need to create another type, the bottom type. I will create the type of swap puzzle. Okay, let's save it. And then inside the on mouse down function, if the type is equal to bottom type dot swap puzzle, we want to check if the game status is currently the play, because we don't want to swapping the puzzles in any other situation. We want to just be able to swap the puzzle while we're playing. If game manager dot game state dot status is equal to game manager game state dot play, we want to set game manager dot game state dot status to be equal to game manager game state, or replace the puzzles. We can save everything now and go back to the Unity, and then let's click on our swap puzzle button, and then let's set the type to be swap puzzle. Okay, then click on our main camera, and in our game manager script we have another variable for the swap button. We need to just drag and drop the swap puzzle button onto this swap button variable to initialize it. Okay, let's save everything, save scene and save project. Go back to the main menu and we will test it if it's working. Let's press play, puzzle, this one, then we click the swap puzzle button, and then we select the first puzzle. There's actually a problem. As you can see, the game is not working as we expected. I have found a problem with this, with the implementation. I will show you really quickly what is wrong. When you press play inside the game and press play, open the picture, start. If you see what object has been created, as you can see, all of the puzzles have the same name, which is the puzzle clone, puzzle clone, puzzle clone, and so on. Okay, what we want to do, we want to have all of the puzzles with different name, as we will gonna compare the names. If you go to the code now, just open the game manager. As you can see over here inside the swap puzzle function, we are actually checking if the current puzzle from the list is equal to the element name 1. As all of the puzzles have the same name, this condition will be true for every single puzzle, which is not really what we wanna. That's why all of the puzzles just moving to the one place. The other thing is, inside the puzzle script, on mouse down, after we click on the first puzzle, we're going through this code, and then we're setting the replace element to be equal to a replace element second. Where over here, we're just checking for the replace element second straight away. That means after we passing this function, we are here, we're gonna go through the code, this statement will be true. That means this code will be executed straight away on the same puzzle. We don't want to do that. We want to actually move this F statement from here and put it above the first one. In this situation, whenever we press on the first puzzle, the code is going to go here and then it's finished. And the next time we press on any puzzle, it's going to go here, because the element will be set to second, and then over here we're gonna finish. Okay, just make sure first of all we're checking for the second element and then for the first one. Let's save this one, and then we need to fix the problem with this naming. Okay, let's go to the game manager and find the function spawn puzzle, and then over here I will create the temporary puzzle object, which will be puzzle temp puzzle. Okay, and then temp puzzle, we want to assign it whenever we instantiate. Just move this thing here. We're gonna instantiate the puzzle and we're gonna assign to the temp puzzle, semicolon, and then we want to change the name, which is gonna be temp puzzle dot name is equal to temp puzzle dot name plus I. Okay, that means the first puzzle which we're going to create, it will be puzzle clone 0, puzzle clone 1, puzzle clone 2, and so on. Okay, because we're going to increase it with the I. And then we want to pass this temp puzzle object to the puzzle list here. Just make sure you have exactly the same implementation. Let's save it, go back to Unity. We have to stop here. Okay, and then let's test it. Press play. Choose picture and then see what the naming are. Yeah, the puzzle clone 0, 1, 2, and so on. And then let's try to move the puzzle. It's working fine. And then click on the swap puzzle button. Then select first puzzle. As you can see, it's turned red. And then second one. Yeah, they're replacing, but the problem is we can't see the actually animation, which is not really what we want to have. We want to see the puzzle moving across. Okay, let's stop it and go back to the code. Let's see what's happened actually, why the puzzle is not moving as expected. Let's go to the replace puzzle. Alright, the first thing which I see is we have to go from here. We should set the status, which is the game status dot status is equal to game status. We want to go to the play mode right after we call it. Otherwise, we will keep calling it every frame, and every frame we're going to start a new coroutine, which will increase the speed of updating the puzzle. Okay, as mean we need to call this bit of code only once, and then go back to the game state.play. The next thing is, let's see, over here we are waiting for the seconds, and then we're looping through all of the puzzles, and then we're moving the puzzles. Alright, yeah, instead of multiplying, we're just adding the 6 to the delta time, which is not what we want to multiply. Okay, just make sure inside the move swap puzzle you have the multiply instead of the addition. Alright, let's save everything now, and yeah, just make sure you just over here you just put the game status.gameplay as well. Save everything, go back to the Unity, press play. Okay, let's play the game, start. I click swap puzzle, I will choose this puzzle, which is staying, okay, and then this one. And as you can see, we've seen the swapping effect. Okay, and we can keep playing the game. Let's try for another puzzle. Let's play a little bit. Okay, and then swap puzzle. The button disappeared. We are not able to press it anymore, and we can keep playing. Okay, that's fine. Seems like everything's working as expected. Okay, that's it for this episode. In the next episode, we will implement actually the next button behavior. We'll be able, after solving the puzzle, we'll be able to actually go to the next puzzle in the list. And if we are on the last puzzle, we will be able to go to the first one. Thank you very much for watching, and see you again in the next episode.